Namaskar, Salam, Jai Shri Krishna. For all you wonderful people that are watching this message, this is a plea from me, Vivek Oberoi. My foundation, Yashodhara Oberoi Foundation, along with Food for Life Vrindavan and the help of Bhir Krishna Maharaj, we're looking forward to join hands with all you wonderful people, raise some funds to build a school complex for the poor children of Govardhana. These children barely stand a chance. If we don't reach out and help them, their lives are just going to deteriorate. With you coming forward, building this complex, we'll be giving these children a fighting chance. We'll be giving them a gift of hope. We'll be giving them an education, nourishment, self-confidence, a belief in themselves, and hopefully make them better Indians and better citizens of the world. Make them better Indians and better citizens of the world. So please come forward. Donate with all your heart. I remember a story my grandmother used to tell me, that when the poor of Vrindavan were all in a lot of trouble with the deluge, with these big floods, these cyclonic rains, Lord Krishna lifted the mountain Govardhan on his little finger and gave shelter to all these people, thousands of them. So if he could lift such a huge mountain, and this is one mountain that all of us should get together in his name and lift for these children. Namaskar.
This evening would not be possible without our very special gentleman, publisher, editor of Asian Voice and Gujarat Samachar, Mr. C.B. Patel. And as we all know, Mr. Patel gave voice to the Gujarati community in the UK with both these incredibly successful publications. We're delighted to announce that he became an official trustee of Food for Life, Vrindavan, a week ago, and we acknowledge and appreciate his support towards this noble cause. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite Mr. Patel on stage to say a few words.
Friends, it's a Diwali time. Let the hall be completely lighted, because I think they are wonderful people here. And when I was looking at the list of the guests outside, you are wonderful people. You are Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Jains, Christians, and even non-believers. So, Hinduओं को राम राम, मुसलमान को सलाम, जैन को जैन जिनेंद्र, सरदार जी परिवार को सत श्री अकाल और जय Christ. When I see so many people of so many different shades of color and faith traditions, and why we are here today, not only because of what Rupa is doing, not only because Vivek Oberoi is here, but in all of us there is a heart. We want to do something for our fellow human being. There are few people I would like to mention. I was privileged to visit the Sandipani schools in Vrindavan early this year. I was very impressed. Kaushik Desai, chartered accountant, my advisor, at my request, he also went to Vrindavan. By the way, we all travel at our own cost. As far as we can check, it's a fantastic work going on. People who do not care about slum children. We talk about slum dog and all these things, but who cares about the children in the slums? The only qualification to enter their school, that you must reside in the slums. There is no religious bar. I have seen Muslim kids and Hindu kids and Sikh kids in that place. And what you are doing, Rupa and your friends, I know so many of them, you are doing fantastic work. You take them out of the underclass for better cities of India and the world. I must mention few names who got me involved in this work. Ina and Suresh Vagjiani, they are here somewhere. They were pestering me for 3 years, and I never wanted to meet people with funny charities. I did not know about them. Then George and people from my office. George has, for last few months, Rupa, instead of working for Gujarat Samachar Nation Voice, he was working for the charity full time. George and Akshay and Rovin, everybody from my office are here. But last 3rd December is Nitin Ganatra here. Where is he, Nitin? Nitin, you are a real magician. When you were doing fundraising on 3rd December at the Asian Achievers Award, of course I know Nitin, your mother-in-law and your Masi, everybody, my friends, admirer, and what you are doing, fantastic. He raised 150,000 pounds in one evening. Today we expect the same thing, if not more, Nitin. Because I know this Karwa Patidar Hall since beginning 92. There is a gentleman called Suresh Kansagra, Councillor Kansagra. He is the permanent letting manager, general manager. This is the only Gujarati Hindu organization which is debt-free. I genuinely believe that I will straight go to thank those wonderful children who give us chance to serve them. I would like to introduce Vivek Oberoi. It will take about 2 hours if I want to, but I've got 1 minute to introduce. Vivek, I know the filmy word. I'm not a film star, but I publish newspapers. You belong to the royal class of film stars. You were in Hyderabad, 8 hours journey by car. Yesterday he left Hyderabad by plane to come here today. Immediately after his speech, he's flying back. He will be rushed to the airport. He will again spend few hours in Dubai. We can't have a private plane for you, Vivek. You will fly to Hyderabad, and Rupata, you will go another 8 hours by car in the jungles of Hyderabad to carry on with your film shooting. You are a wonderful guy. A film star of his eminence, and your best films are yet to come, Vivek, I can assure you. Because what Vivek means, I was looking at the dictionary. Sanskrit, Vivek means not only courtesy, grace. You have the grace to spend 3 days with the children to celebrate your birthday rather than a nightclub in Mumbai. You, most important, film stars, when you invite them, every time you have to pay money. Vivek Oberoi is not charging a single penny for attendance tonight. If Vivek Oberoi has 71 hours hectic journey to spend 1 hour with us, Vivek, we owe you so much. These children will love you. You are a great man. Please come along. Thank you very much, Vivek. Friends, he has to live, come along. He can jump also because he's a Tarzan. He has to leave at 5 to 8 to go to the airport. So Vivek, all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar, salam, sat sri akal. Kem cho? Jai Shri Krishna. Badha Gujarati bhai majama che? It's lovely to be here tonight, especially because it's so inspiring what happened last year. The same set of people and many new faces this year coming forward to take what we started in a whole new direction in such a large way. For me, it's been a very personal journey. I've been involved for quite a while, taking example from my parents who've been working for society. My father has been working with slum children for education in Bombay for over 20 years. My mother works as a counselor for children who are suffering from cancer, old people who are suffering from cancer for the last 20 years. So spiritually, even though career-wise my father's my hero, my idol, spiritually my mother's been my hero. When I became an actor and I did company, which did very well, and by God's grace I started, you know how it gets, you start to earn money and you start doing well. And like every other mama's boy, which I'm proud to be, I went up to my mama and I said, I want to do something for you. I want to buy you a car, solitaires maybe, cruise somewhere. And she said, Beta, for me, the greatest gift would be if you wipe a tear, if you bring someone to smile. That would be the greatest gift. So I started in her name, Yashodhara Oberoi Foundation. We did a lot of work during the tsunami. We did some work with children who are suffering from cancer, with the CPAA. We kept doing a lot of work with people suffering from tuberculosis in India. But when I struck upon Food for Life Vrindavan, when I met Raghunath Bhaiya, life took a completely new turn. I mean, nothing could prepare me for that. I've traveled around the world, I've worked with so many charities, but nothing absolutely could prepare me for the heart of this man and what he's done there. What I saw was so important, where so many of these illustrious organizations all over the world, for every dollar that you donate, write off 60, 70% of that money as administrative expenses. They never really go to the cause. You know, just barely 20, 30% filters down for the children that we actually donate to. But this organization puts 95% of every penny that comes their way directly to the cause. Hats off. It's also completely transparent. When I said, listen, if I'm getting associated with something, I want to know all about it. He opened his books. This is the income, this is the outflow, for all to see, whoever wants to. I mean, he's that clean a man. And then, the most important thing is for people who wanted to get involved in sponsoring children. What I loved was there was a direct connection. There was a personal touch. These kids were in touch with their sponsors, with people who could, write to them, talk to them telephonically, wish them on birthdays. And he took it one step further, where he tried to build bridges, where people who made their way to Delhi would drive 2 hours to Vrindavan and actually physically meet these children. And the joy that these children gave them, the way they bonded those families that came, just like mine went during my birthday celebration, is just amazing. It's indescribable. I mean, it's the greatest high I've ever experienced. It was the best birthday I ever celebrated this year when I went there. When I went there, I was thinking all the things I want to do. When I got there, I was just lost. I was just overwhelmed. There was so much love. I kept reading a lot of the literature that these children are the poorest of the poor. They have nothing. I read a few accounts. I met a few of the kids. They were princesses of plastic castles. After they went, studied, they finished their day at school, they'd go back to their little mud huts with walls that would barely stand and live under little tarpaulin roofs, little plastic sheets as their roofs. And it was amazing, the zeal, the zest with which they would come back the very next day to school, to study, to be something, to use this opportunity. And I'd ask them, beta, what do you want to be when you grow up? And 9 out of 10 would say, I want to be a doctor, and I want to treat all the poor people who can't afford medical help for free. Someone would say, I want to be a teacher. I want to go out there and teach kids for free so that they get an education. It was so beautiful to see how noble their hearts were and how much strength they had. And I kept wondering, they say they have nothing. How come it is that they give me everything? It was just the most fulfilling experience of my life. I decided to come here, despite the trouble, despite the travel, and the possibility that that clock continually threatens that I might miss my flight, because I wanted to reach out to all you wonderful people, firstly in gratitude, saying thank you. Thank you for being involved. Thank you for making a difference. And if you ever get a chance to go to Vrindavan, you'll see what amazing angels up there are giving you blessings. It's just so beautiful. But we need to do more. A lot more. And that's when the Gujarati community comes in. See, I love Gujarati people. I love Gujarati food. I love dhokla, khandvi, thepla, chundo. Chundo is my favorite. I just love chundo. So if any one of you think of inviting me, I'm available. I'll miss my flight for chundo. And my mom's just fantastic. She was just on the phone with me telling me, how's it going? How's everything? I'm like, yeah, I'm really rushed for time, Mom. I'm going to call you back when I'm on my way to the airport. And she was like, listen, while you're there, if you see some nice Gujarati girls, I was like, Mom, no. I'm really short on time. But anyways, what I also love is that, these are the people that are the best businessmen in the world. You know, when Barack Obama was having a crisis with the American economy, I said, just invite a couple of hundred, thousand Gujaratis up there, and the economy will kickstart on its own. You don't have to worry about it. Which is why I have a proposition tonight for all you people. Give with all your heart. Because Krishna says, whoever gives in Vrindavan will get back 1,000-fold. I don't say that, it's written in the scriptures. It is his land. You take care of their problems, he'll take care of your problems. It's a great proposition. At £1 a day, just £1 a day, you can sponsor a child. You can give them a life, you can give them an education, you can give them self-belief, confidence, and most of all, you can give a child a childhood. At £1 a day. At £1 a day, you can buy redemption, you can buy moksha, you can buy liberation. At £1 a day. It's the best deal ever. It's the best investment ever. So give with your hearts. I know you guys have very big pockets, so I'm not going to ask you to give from your pockets. I'm going to ask you to give from your hearts, because I know your hearts are bigger than your pockets.
We're going to get back to that later, don't worry. I have to get in my way.
All right. Thank you very much. Some of you, please pray that I make my flight back.
This is our Sandipani Muni's secondary and high school. Here children go from 6th grade to 12th grade. They start 8 o'clock in the morning. The children, they come to school as you have seen it. They come with our bullock carts, by rickshaw, and by bus. Many, the one who live nearby, they walk to school. They go through their academic classes up to 12 o'clock, where they have their lunch. Of course, in the morning, they have breakfast, which is soya milk, or lemon juice, water with fruit and biscuit. The biscuits are made in our own bakery. And then at 12 o'clock they all have a lunch. And after lunch we have extracurriculum activities like dancing, or classical dance, folk dance, tablas and harmonium lessons, singing. The children are also doing mukut, or embroidering and stitching works. These activities carry on up to 3 o'clock, when the kids, they get ready and they go back home. Overall in our school we have about 75% girls and 25% boys. The reason why we have 75% girls and we give preference to girls in our school is because a very simple reason actually. A girl is a liability, a boy is an asset. A family with 6 or 7 daughters, they know they have to marry her. They know they have to pay a dowry to marry their daughters. So if one of the daughters is sick, not necessarily they have to go out of their way to buy medicine for them. They don't have any money anyway, so if the daughter is sick, what's a big deal? She will get well. If she doesn't get well, she dies. If she does die, I don't have to marry her. I know it sounds very crude and callous, but it's a reality, it's a survival here. While the boy is an asset. If the boy is sick, sure we will try to get him well, because when he gets married, the dowry is coming in. So girls are liability, boys are asset. That's why we have a preference for girls. I can confidently say that many of these young girls that we have in the school, many of them would be dead if it wasn't for our facility. I remember one little girl, her name is Devaki, and she's still with us. She's in prep or 1st grade now. When she was 9 months old, she got very sick. Our doctor found her lying down in a little room in her village, covered with flies and excrement, and he told us that if we don't take her to hospital immediately, she won't survive until tomorrow. So we took the girl to hospital, and after 5 days I took her mother to pick up her girl. And when she saw her sitting on a bed nicely looking and smiling, she turned to me and said, "Hey, you saved my daughter, now you pay the dowry." Of course we are ready to pay the dowry for Devaki, no problem, but you can't understand the mentality. That poor lady has 7 daughters. How is she going to marry them? So that is the drastic situation. That's why our attention is mostly geared towards girls. So here we are at our Food for Life and Mulji Foundation Medical Center here in Kikinangla. Around here we have a cluster of about 13 villagers, and there's absolutely no medical facility anywhere nearby. So the villagers, when they're sick or when they need some medical assistance, they have to go all the way to Vrindavan, which is about 5 kilometers away from here. There's no public transport, there's hardly any means, and many times the village they resort just to let's hope and pray that it heals, because it's too much troublesome for them to make their way to Vrindavan, to go to a doctor, have to pay a fee and all that. So what we do in the medical center has been functional now for a few months. And what we do, we have a minimal charge of 5 rupees for consultation, and we sell medicine at 60% of the cost. We have a 40% subsidized rate. And Dr. Survind Kumar Jha is here with us, and we will hear from him how he's developing this project.
So there is a good opportunity to giving a pure and perfect service of humanity and humanism, because there is not such a multi-speciality hospital near the Vrindavana village and according in front of the Vrindavana. So this is the opportunity for servicing poor and the poorest of the poor. We are just starting a first burning unit in our hospital. It's one of the greatest achievement in our hospital, because there is no burning unit, no burning cabin in our hospital. So this is the first plus point. And we have Ellinger's X-ray. This is one of the latest X-ray in Mathura district. There is no Ellinger's X-ray explaining working in Mathura district. So it is our hospital's achievement. We have starting a great intensive care ward, which is one of the latest facility intensive care ward, which is protect the lives and the infants' lives as well as. So we are starting our intensive care ward. We have starting our maternity, even surgical maternity. We have starting all the stainless steel equipments, which is only one in our hospital presentation, not even the greatest hospital among the charitable and others hospital. There is no German instruments. We have giving a German instrument facility to the poorest one. We have a lots of beds. We have a 2 deluxe room, which giving a full facility to the expectation persons and patients. Now we are starting our creative like a normal ICU, which is just starting a few months after that. The Food for Life is giving me a full satisfaction. The work of Food for Life, the mode of Food for Life is really being a good things, and really humanities actually.
So this is our kindergarten. Obviously it's a little bit noisy. We have 150 children below 5 years of age. Many of them, they join us as young as 1 year of age. Reason being that their older sister, unless the children come, unless we take care of the little baby, the sibling, then the older sister would have to stay home looking after them. So here the children, they come with everybody else at 8 o'clock in the morning. They take a bath first thing, then they have their breakfast, soya milk, fruit and biscuits, and then they study a little bit, ABC like that, in the classroom. 12 o'clock they have a very nice lunch together with the other children, and then they go to rest. And they sleep up to 2:30, 3 o'clock, when their sister and brother come and pick them up and take them back home. Khichdi. Khichdi is a combination of rice, vegetable and lentils. It's actually a full meal in itself. And our Food for Life food distribution, which is Khichdi, has been going on for the last 18 years. Every day an average of 700-800 children, they come 5 o'clock, 5:30, and that Khichdi, that food distribution is given to them. Many of the children, as you can see, they come from such a poor and desperate condition, really is a saving grace for them. I can confidently say that for many of them, this is the only meal of the day. They come with their tiffin, they take it home for their relatives. The parents, they go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, they come back at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. What do? Children like this is Anita and this is Kasturi. What do? Where do they eat? Where do they stay? They are living underneath a plastic sheet. And this is actually, you know, even though the khichdi is at 5 o'clock, some of them, they start coming here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They play, they hang around, they have some shelter, they have some shade, they have a fan, they have drinking water. So this is food for life. Food for life is for the poorest of the poor. Food for life is for those who are really in need. Sandipani Muni School was conceived in the year 2000. We could see that so many of the children that used to come for our khichdi distribution were not going to any school, were not having any education whatsoever. So khichdi was at 5 o'clock, and at 5:30 we would take a group of children, take it into a tiny little room we rented, and that's how we began. In the year 2002 we started our first full-time school. Priyanka just joined the school about a week ago. She's a very lucky girl. Her and her two youngest sisters, all three of them, they just joined. Manasi and her brother Manav, they were with us from the very beginning. She was just telling me a few days ago that in 2001, when we had that tiny little rented room, at the time she was 5 and Manav was probably 3 or 4. Her father used to bring them with the rickshaw every day for that 1 hour schooling, and she's been with us since. So Manasi, आपको मेरा स्कूल में बिल्कुल सबसे पहले आया ना? 2001. हाँ? 9 साल पहले. कैसे? थोड़ा ध्यान रखना है उस दिन में?
कमरा तो छोटा सा था पहले. अब तो वहाँ से आके यहाँ पे आ गए ना.
हाँ, सांतु कॉलोनी. और उधर कितना बच्चों है उधर?
पहले उधर बहुत सारे बच्चे पढ़ते थे, कम से कम 100. इसके बाद यहाँ पे आ गए हम.
क्यों आए स्कूल में?
क्योंकि हम जब छोटे थे ना, जो वो मोटी वाली माता जी है ना, वो हमको वहाँ से लेके आए थे वहाँ पे. फिर हम उधर आ गए. फिर वो हमको पढ़ाया, और एक और माता जी थी, वो लोग भी पढ़ाया था. हमको कपड़े भी मिला था वहाँ पे, और खाने के लिए भी मिला था.
इससे आया?
हाँ. और पहले हम बहुत गरीब थे, तो उधर से माता जी ने, हम खेलते थे ना, तो माता जी ने देखा कि ये लोग इधर है, तो इधर लेके आ गए हमको. फिर हम इधर से पढ़ते पढ़ते इधर भी आ गए हम.
पापा क्या करते उस टाइम में?
पापा उस टाइम रिक्शा चलाते थे.
झुग्गी झोपड़ी में रहते उस टाइम में?
उस टाइम सबसे पहले जब हम गांव से आए थे ना, तब झोपड़ी में रहते थे. फिर पापा रिक्शा चलाते थे, थोड़ा बहुत पैसा उठे थे ना, तब हमने कमरा लिया था. गर्मी बहुत थे इसलिए.
फिर स्कूल आते खुश है?
हाँ, स्कूल में हम बहुत खुश है, क्योंकि स्कूल में सब कुछ मिलते हैं हमें, और पढ़ाई भी बहुत अच्छे करते हैं.
अभी कौन सी क्लास पढ़ते हैं?
अभी मैं 5th में पढ़ती हूँ.
टेस्ट for पेपर हो गया?
हाँ.
कैसा कर दिया? अच्छा. हाँ. मानसी, आपको संदीपानी मुनि स्कूल नहीं मिला? आपको कैसे?
हाँ, संदीपानी मुनि स्कूल नहीं मिलते तो हमारे मम्मी पापा दूसरे स्कूल में पैसा देने पड़ते थे, और हमारे पापा को भी पैसा देने के लिए पड़ता है. फिर भी पढ़ने के लिए कपड़े वपड़े खरीदने के लिए भी मिलता है. फिर उस स्कूल में सारे चीज़ खरीदने पड़ रहे, और इधर तो सारे चीज़ फ्री में मिलते हैं. फिर भी सारे बच्चे इतने पढ़ते नहीं हैं, और सारे बच्चे तो पढ़ते नहीं हैं. अगर वो लोग को इस स्कूल नहीं मिलते, तो वो लोग तो दूसरे स्कूल में अच्छे नहीं रह पाते, इस स्कूल में अच्छे रह रहे.
क्यों दूसरा स्कूल पैसा मांग रहे हैं?
बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा मांगते हैं.
हाँ. Here we are in Sundrak village with a nice family. This is Sukhdevi and her 7 daughters. And as you can see, they live in a very, very basic situation. I remember years ago, this is Premlesh. And I remember that. कितना साल हो गया प्रेमला स्कूल में? 5 साल? 4, 5, 6?
6-7 साल हो गए.
5 or 6 years ago, I don't remember when, but she was tiny. She was like this. And we found her in a very pitiful condition. She was completely unkept and uncared for. And then afterwards came Lakshmi and Kalpana and Pooja and Krishna. Krishna doesn't like to come in the picture, but she's also one of the family. Anyway, it's so nice to see. Kya naam tumhara? Premlesh. It's so nice to see this girl that has come up such a long way from the time where she came in contact with us and in contact with Sandipani Muni School. This is again a testimonial how the process is certainly working. So here we are. This is our Sandipani Muni School, our primary school. In 2002, a friend of mine donated us a piece of land not far from here, about 120 yards, and that's how we started our full-time school. We inaugurated that school in October 2002. During that time, I was visiting London, and a friend of mine, Ramesh, he told me that, Rupa, I always had a desire to build school. I say, hey, if you have a desire to build a school in Vrindavan, I have everything else. So when I came back, in January 2003, we bought this piece of land, and in April 2003, we started the construction. At that time, we had no money whatsoever. So I just asked the manager, dig a hole, buy a few bags of cement and a few bricks. So I went out, I left India for my travel at the end of April, and I had some photo of, a hole in the ground and a few iron rods sticking out. So that year when I went on traveling in April 2003, and we got funding and we built the school. Actually, we started the construction in April, and by October 2003 we inaugurated the school. That was really a feat considering how things moves in India. At the same time, in November 2003, the Mathura Educational Office gave us the award as a model school out of Mathura district. Mathura district has 1,250 schools, and they consider that our school was a model school for some basic reason. We give the children breakfast, we children get their lunch, we have drinking water, we have nice desks and chairs, a teacher facility, everything. So this is, so that was October 2003 when we began the school. At that time we had 200 children enrolled. Now the school is at full capacity with almost 500 children. And in 2006, we inaugurated our secondary school. Once the school was done, it dawned on me that, hey, what do we do when the children reach the 5th grade? We have to throw them back out in the street. So I called Ramesh, that friend of mine in London, and I told him, hey Ramesh, we need to build a secondary school now. So he wasn't too enthused. He said, no, I done my part, and hung the phone on me. And then after 2 weeks, he called me back and he said, hey Rupa, how much you need? So that was very encouraging, and we started looking around for land. And in October 2004, we purchased the land very close to here. And in October 2006, we inaugurated our secondary school. The school also has a purpose-built kindergarten, which is hosting 150 children right now, and classes from 6th grade to 12th grade. We also have a very beautiful library, a computer lab, labs for the higher grades, a nice playground and kitchen, and also our Food for Life main offices are situated there. This is Rina, and this is her sister Sushma. Rina was telling me that she's also been with us many years. Rina, आप कितना साल हो गया स्कूल में? ध्यान रख दे? कितना साल हो गया स्कूल में? कितना साल?
7 साल।
7 साल। आप कौन सी क्लास पढ़ते हैं? 3rd। सुषमा? 5th grade। पहले मामा पापा क्या काम करते हैं?
पापा पहले बेलदारी काम करते थे।
बेलदारी। और स्कूल आए थे उस टाइम में कि कहाँ रहते? कैमरा में रहते?
पागलवा में रहते थे हम पहले।
कैमरा में?
हाँ, पहले उतनी दूर से हम ट्यूशन आते थे, फिर ट्यूशन आते जाते फिर हमने प्रभु जी से बोलते कि प्रभु जी हमारे सुबह में नाम निकलो। फिर प्रभु जी ने हमारे सुबह नाम निकले थे, फिर उस दिन से हम सुबह से आने लगे।
अच्छा, पहले दोनों ट्यूशन में आते?
हाँ।
कितना, 1 साल का?
हाँ, 1 साल ट्यूशन आते।
फिर बाद में नाम लिया सुबह का।
हाँ।
फिर कैसे, क्यों आते स्कूल?
पढ़ने के लिए, और यहाँ पर हमें बहुत पढ़ाई भी होती थी अच्छी, और खाना, कपड़ा, अच्छी किताब पढ़ने के लिए मिलती थी हमें।
So, ये संदीपानी मुनि स्कूल नहीं है, फिर आपको क्या करते हैं? हाँ, कोई दूसरा स्कूल में गई थी? नहीं।
फिर हमारी मम्मी पापा पैसा भी नहीं दे पाते, अच्छी तरह से पढ़ाने भी नहीं पाते।
अभी कहाँ रहते?
अभी संत कॉलोनी में।
जोगी झोपड़ी में रहते?
हाँ।
उधर क्या है, कैसे है?
अच्छा नहीं है, लाइट नहीं है, पानी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है वहाँ पर।
घर बहुत परेशानी, फिर और क्या है बताओ?
फिर हमने प्रभु जी से बोले थे, फिर प्रभु जी ने नितिन सर से बोल के, फिर नितिन सर हमारे घर गए थे, घर देख के आए, फिर ऐसे बोल के आए कि देंगे लाइट, प्रभु जी से बोल के।
Shaka is, I would say, is one of the best girls we have in the school. Whenever there is some cleaning to do or some service to do, she is there and she work it hard, she sweat it out. She is extremely dedicated, and as you can see, she has some problems. She has a stiff leg, probably some. ये तुम्हारा लेग कितना?
5 साल की थी तो हो गया।
5 साल हो गया। क्या कर दिया एक्सीडेंट में?
नहीं, मतलब कीड़ा ने काटा था, इसीलिए फोड़ा हो गया था, फोड़ा से हो गया।
And she was said that some worm, some insect ate into her legs, and she got an infection. Obviously, the parents couldn't afford to do any treatment for her, so the leg has become stiff, and there's not much we can do. Which class are you studying in?
6 में, अब 7 में आ गई।
She just finished 6th grade, अभी 7, अब 12 तक में जा रहे। तुम्हारी बहन सब है? So स्कूल कैसा लगता है?
अच्छा लगता है, और हमें राशन मिलते हैं, घर के किराए भी मिलते हैं, हम तबीयत खराब हो जाते हैं दवाई मिलते हैं, मम्मी को भी दवाई मिलते हैं। प्रभु जी हम सबको बहुत प्यार करते हैं। और
राशन भी मिलेंगे हर महीना में? क्या देंगे?
दाल, चावल, चीनी, आटा, तेल, सर्फ, नमक।
तो ठीक है। और खिचड़ी सेवा कैसा लगता है?
अच्छा लगता है, सारे बच्चे आते हैं।
कितना साल हो गया आपको
खिचड़ी में?
हाँ,
4
साल। So you like to feed serve prasada to poor children?
Yes.
क्या मिलेगा, क्या फायदा है
हमें?
आपके?
हाँ,
बताओ।
अच्छा लगता है हमें सेवा करने में। बच्चे भी बुलाते दीदी हमको, और कभी कभी प्रभु जी पूरी सब्जी बंटवाते हैं, और केला बांटते, मिठाई, बड़े बड़े गुलाब जामुन, बूंदी और आदि।
हम भी देख आपको कभी परेशानी आते हैं, बच्चों बहुत ज्यादा भी रहे, कैसे ऐसे?
बहुत बच्चे उधम मचाते हैं, एक दूसरे को धक्का मारते हैं, और लड़ाई हो जाती है, कोई गिर जाते हैं, सिर में फट जाता है।
See, one of the problem we have, and I know it's a problem, but I won't change it, is that our administrative cost is 5%. Out of every euro that people give us, 95 cents goes to the children. So I could do advertising, I could put a front page in the Time magazine, but then my administrative cost would be 75%. I could have more professional people in my offices. No, we want to keep the administrative cost to the minimum. We believe that your hard-earned money goes as much as possible to the recipient. So Sandipani Muni School was started in 2002. First we built the primary school, which we've been there earlier on this morning, which is 1,600 square yards and has 450 children, 12 classrooms, 450 children and 16 teachers. This is our secondary school, which takes the children from 6th grade to 12th grade. And we also have a kindergarten and creches for small children. We have 140 children in the creches and 250 in the secondary school, which goes from 6th grade to 7th grade from now. Right now we have 500 children on a waiting list to be admitted. First of all, I must say that we have a very strict procedure for admitting the children. They have to come from very, very poor families, otherwise we are not taking them. Like this girl, we went to her place this morning, over there we saw in the shack, we saw the kind of difficulty that these children have in their lives. And one of our employees, his work, when somebody comes, say, please take my children. So first we go to his house, see how they're living, see what work they're doing, how much money they are earning, and if we consider that they are below poverty line, means that they have an income less than $1 a day, then we will take the children in the school, or we will put them on a waiting list, otherwise we are not taking them. Children, they get everything from breakfast to lunch. They get their shoes, they get their school uniform, they get the medicine. We also have a medical center, school stationery, everything fits within. We are not asking the parents even one penny, and we cannot because they are very poor. They won't be able to give anything.
क्या नाम है आपका?
ज्योति। ज्योति।
अच्छा, आपका क्या नाम है?
महिमा।
कितने भाई बहन हैं आप? आप बोलो।
5।
अच्छा, मम्मी पापा क्या करते हैं?
मम्मी तो काम करने जाती है उधर।
अच्छा,
खाली पैसे नहीं देते, वो जहाँ पे काम करते वो पैसे नहीं देते।
अच्छा, और पापा क्या करते हैं?
पापा पान बेचते हैं।
पान बेचते हैं। तो यहाँ से घर से जाके आप लोग क्या खाते हैं?
कुछ नहीं।
कुछ भी नहीं मिलता है? क्यों?
जब हम खाना मांगते हैं पापा मारते हैं।
क्या कहते हैं?
बोलते हैं कि तुम तो स्कूल में खा के आते, हम तो इधर भी नहीं खाते हैं।
Many volunteers, either from UK, from Australia, from USA, teachers and university students. They come and they hold classes for the children, English classes, spoken English, hand language, so many different art therapy. That is extra, like you have seen it. After lunch we have this extra activity, dance, instrument, music, singing, martial arts. Those are all extra activity. Otherwise, the school itself, we follow the Uttar Pradesh educational school because obviously we are registered as a school. So the children, when they finish our 2nd grade, they can go on to college and university. To say because we started our school only 5 years ago, in 2002, almost 6 years ago, and the children are the older children who joined, 6 years ago. right now they are in 7th grade. Even though their age is already 14 or 15, because none of these children was going to school before. And if it wasn't for our school, none of them would be at school now either. So right now they have reached 7th grade. In July they will start 8th grade and then 9, 10, 11 and 12. So Rashmi is not yet a full-time student in our school. She comes, we have a special class for street children and she comes and join that class. This is a children after 3 years in the school, and here is a children that is just at the beginning. She is just joining the school. Hopefully in July we will have a space for her in our primary school, and then she will be able to join full time. The children, they go home and tell their parents, you wash your hands before cooking, and you wash your hand after you cook. And we have many children here that they come from Bengal, and in Bengal they speak a different language than the Hindi that we speak here. So the children, they teach Hindi to their parents at home, and some of them they even teach a few words in English. Like you've seen it, the rickshaw, right? So they teach their parents, hello sir, how are you? So the parents, you know, hello sir, how are you? And then in the street you get a chance to get a foreigner like me and you to sit on his rickshaw. Strongly believe that English language, together with the computer education and the sewing, the stitching, the art, will give these children a chance to get a job. I was talking with Maraj earlier on. India has more than 300 million unemployed people. India has 420 million people, which is what they call the unorganized sector. Unorganized sector means anybody you see out in the street putting a piece of cloth on the floor and selling some carrots, or somebody going around with a rickshaw selling some apple or selling some clothing, whatever. This is called the unorganized sector. 1 kilogram of apple is 50 rupees. 2.5 day work to get 1 kilogram of apple. It's impossible. That's why 90% of these children, they're suffering from anemia, a lack of iron, zinc and vitamin C. And that you see from the blonde hair. When you see children with blonde hair, and I'm sure I can bring here 5 right now, that means that they're suffering from anemia. The problem is education. Now we are educating children, but India has a middle class of well-to-do, wealthy people who are illiterate. That is the problem. And India is made of a middle class, it's an emerging middle class that they have made quick money, but they are illiterate. And from them down, that is unfortunately the standard. On the United Nations indicator, they show that India has reached 67% literacy. This is just for the indicator. This is just for getting the funding from World Bank, United Nations, UNICEF, whatever. If you go into a government school, so many children who finish the 5th grade and they don't know how to read the Hindi alphabet. They have a diploma of 5th grade, but they don't know the Hindi alphabet. So, to my speculation, the level of Indian education is hardly 20-25%. Means 75% of the population is illiterate. Why? Because most of the people in the state are illiterate. They don't know. They cannot watch TV because there's no TV, there's no electricity. They cannot read newspaper because they're illiterate. Unless that change, India will not change. .1 million children die in years every year. These are children below 5 years of age, which is 5,754 children per day die in India, which is 4 children every minute die. These are children below 5 years of age. And then you have a statistic of 25% of Indian girls, they don't reach the 15 years of age. They will not celebrate their 15th birthday. 25%.
So that means there is no way out of this? But sure there is a way out of this, and this is Sunday Panimuni School. Really what it is education. You know, if you educate these children, if you give them a chance, then they become wonderful human beings. They really make a difference. And anyway, after all, I still believe that India is the best place to be.
Why? Because there is tradition, there is virtue, there is integrity on the spiritual part of the journey. You know, we have seen it. Here people, simple people, village people, that they believe that there is a God. No matter what you call it. In India they have 18 different languages. And they have 300 million demigods. 300 million. So you might call it whatever you want. You might call it Krishna, Allah, Buddha, Shiva, Jain, whatever. But they all believe that there is one God. They all believe that we were here before and we will come back here. They all believe in, you know, in honoring the guests. They all believe in friendship. And they all are very simple and innocent people. Lots of people. I travel extensively for 4 months of the year to Europe and Asia and United States. I do most of the fundraising personally myself. I visit people in their home, foundation, Lions Club, organization, some of the ISKCON temples around the planet. I do a presentation and we raise funding. That is for our Food for Life activities. The school specifically, we have a sponsorship program. It costs us 50 rupees per day or €1 a day to adopt one of the child. And out of 850 children, we have about 700 sponsors. Otherwise, we would not be able. It's costing us 12 lakhs per month, which is, 12 lakhs is 23,000 euro per month. That is the expense to run the 2 schools. And you know, that could not be possible just by asking people for donations. So we have 8 or 10 charity registered in Australia, in Holland, in Germany, in France, in England, in Italy. And people, they sponsor the children, and on a monthly basis they give €1 per day per child. So with that money we actually maintain the 2 schools, otherwise it would be impossible. See, one of the problems we have, and I know it's a problem but I won't change it, is that our administrative cost is 5%. Out of every euro that people give us, 95 cents goes to the children. So I could do advertising, I could put a front page in the Time magazine, but then my administrative cost would be 75%. I could have more professional people in my offices. No, we want to keep the administrative cost to the minimum. We believe that your hard-earned money goes as much as possible to the recipient.